More props that need to become animatronics? Yes, please!
In this video, we're going to discuss more Disneyland props that need a revamp.
If you're interested in a part 4 featuring animatronics from other parks, drop a comment below.
Take it away, Will.
Monstro. In the first installment of this series, we took a deep dive into various villains, but we left out one of the most fearsome characters, at least visually. The gigantic Monstro. This colossal whale has been an iconic part of Fantasyland ever since the park first opened. And it's not just a landmark, it's a well-known figure in the submechanophobia community as well. Throughout its history, this prop has experienced several changes, from design adjustments to the addition of a mechanical eye. But wouldn't it be amazing to see this prop transformed into an actual animatronic? You might think it's impossible, given that Monstro functions as a bridge in the Storybook Land Canal's ride. But hear us out. Our idea isn't as wild as it might sound. The exterior of the animatronic would look similar to the bug we see on the Men in Black ride, with simple movements in the teeth and eyes. The real magic, however, would be on the inside. Imagine Disney using the space within Monstro to incorporate mechanical elements, similar to the display windows we see on Main Street. You could see a scene with Pinocchio and Geppetto, and even some of the things Monstro has swallowed. This new mechanism could fit on the right side, currently occupied by shrubs, without interfering with the bridge's visibility or functionality. It would definitely be worth it, adding an impressive spectacle to the start of the ride. So, what do you think? Would you like to see these new mechanisms and a more lively Monstro? Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin.
A perfect day in Toontown!
There's something new at Disneyland.
Hop in, Roger!
And it's out of control. Moving, spinning, swerving, sliding, and it never stops. Well, almost never. It's the new Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin in Mickey's Toontown. You're in control. You're out of control. But can you escape the dreaded dips? Head for Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin, new at Disneyland, and step on it.
Boy, this is fun!
Roger Rabbit's cartoon spin is one of our favorite dark rides in the world. The music, the scenes, and the colors make this fun-filled dark ride truly one of a kind. With the recent renovation and storyline changes, we thought Disney might introduce a new animatronic of Jessica Rabbit, but unfortunately, this did not happen. Jessica Rabbit could easily be an A100 animatronic, but imagine her with the new facial technology present in the A1000 animatronics from the Frozen ride in Japan. They could even replace the existing Roger Rabbit props during the ride with animatronics, similar to the props we can see in Pooh's Honey Hunt in Japan, boasting super fluid movements and a clean design that retains that 90s cartoon style. This would undoubtedly elevate this classic ride to an entirely new level, with just 4 simple changes. Grand Canyon Diorama Animal. One of the countless reasons why Disneyland outshines the Magic Kingdom is due to the Disneyland Railroad. The Magic Kingdom's railroad can often feel empty and lacking in spirit. In contrast, Disneyland's railroad is steeped in history and features one of the theme park world's greatest gems, the diorama. Just before we complete our journey and return to Main Street, the railroad takes us through an incredible diorama brimming with animals. Moreover, it allows us to travel back in time with a primeval world diorama full of dinosaur animatronics. These animatronics hold significant historical value as they were part of the 1964 World's Fair in Walt Disney's collaboration with Ford, the Ford Magic Skyway.
And now, Walt Disney's Magic Skyway takes you back through the time barrier. Each rainbow flash an eon. Back millions of years to the dawn of life on land.
After the fair's closure in 1965, sections of the attraction were relocated to Disneyland and installed as a new extension to the existing Grand Canyon diorama on the Disneyland Railroad. Audio animatronic brontosauruses, triceratops, a terrifying Tyrannosaurus Rex, and lush Paleolithic forests became permanent residents of the dramatic primeval world. This view is fantastic. But as for theme park fans, we always believe there's room for improvement. How so? Well, obviously with more animatronics for the Grand Canyon animal section. Disney excels at creating animatronic animals, and they can be as simple or as advanced as they want. They could be like the animatronics in Jungle Cruise, the extinct ones from Mine Train to Nature's Wonderland, or as intricate in movement as the Philippe animatronic from the Beauty and the Beast ride in Japan. Disney has countless options. Star Trader Stormtroopers. Many of you have suggested that some of the Stormtroopers we see in the queue for Rise of the Resistance should be animatronics. However, we believe they serve their purpose well, as these troopers need to demonstrate discipline and truly intimidating stature, not showing even a hint of movement to demonstrate how focused they are in case we try to escape. But there are some Stormtroopers who could really use a bit of movement. These are the little-known Stormtroopers found in the Star Trader store in Tomorrowland. Upon exiting Star Tours, we can spot a group of 4 Stormtroopers guarding the store just in front of the cashier. Imagine if these props were animatronics. Visualize them interacting and making observations or jokes about the guests visiting the store, or giving quirky recommendations. The optimal setup here would be to reduce this group to 2 Stormtroopers, so they could naturally deliver preset lines and also have an interactive function, much like the Roz or Mr. Potato Head animatronics. In terms of technology, they could be A100 animatronics, or even simpler, recycled animatronics, as they wouldn't require any facial expression. Hank and Anglerfish. The last 2 animatronics on our list hail from the same ride, Finding Nemo's Submarine Voyage. This ride has seen countless changes and renovations, many of which we've previously covered on this channel. It initially opened as Submarine Voyage, where visitors could see mermaids, fish, and impressively, a fantastic sea serpent, a favorite on this channel and in the submechanophobia community. The ride closed in 1998 and remained unused for almost 10 years, until it reopened in 2007 as Finding Nemo's Submarine Voyage, with a new story, theme, and animatronics, including the infamous seagulls. This attraction has seen various updates, the most recent of which was in 2022. The entire ride was fully restored and renovated, with better projections, updated props, and refreshed animatronics while largely maintaining the original design. This renovation introduced a new tenant to the lagoon, Hank, the octopus. When first presented, it would have been natural to assume Hank would be an animatronic, but sadly, that wasn't the case. Therefore, the seagulls get bragging rights, as they indeed are animatronics, while Hank is not. Disney missed a significant opportunity here. Hank could have been designed similarly to Dolores, the octopus from the Country Bears Jamboree, or like the octopus animatronic we see in the Pirates of the Caribbean transition scene, from Skull to Pirate. This animatronic has very simple movement, and even the eye blinking could be projected like Sebastian in the Little Mermaid attraction. How amazing would that be? With this renovation, we also thought that Disney would replace the Anglerfish, one of the most terrifying animatronics throughout the park. This scene is already pretty scary, but imagine if these props had movement and appeared to attack the submarine. They could resemble the Jaws animatronics in terms of movement, since these are robust aquatic animatronics. This scene would be truly impressive, maintaining the static props while introducing some with movement. It would take the thrill of this underwater adventure to a whole new level. Alien Pizza Planet. When we made our props to animatronics video California Adventure Edition, we mentioned many props that were added when Pixar Pier opened in 2018. Well, not only did Pixar Pier bring these types of props to DCA, but also to Disneyland. When Pixar Pier opened, it was announced that it would open along with the Pixar Fest celebration. This celebration was not limited to California Adventure, but was held at Disneyland too. During this time, DCA and Disneyland swapped parades. So the Pixar Play Parade opened at Disneyland, and the Paint the Night came to DCA. Also, the Together Forever, a Pixar Nighttime Spectacular fireworks debuted at Disneyland. And another announcement was made. The long-standing Red Rockets pizza port would be temporarily changed to Alien Pizza Planet. So on April 13th, 2018, the overlay opened, and it was not what we expected. The place's name was changed by just putting a banner overlaying the Red Rockets Pizza Port signage held by 2 green aliens, but the rest of the changes were pretty cool. The rocket and aliens were added to the ceiling of the place. Also, a vinyl of several aliens was added to the windows. The Tomorrowland attraction posters were replaced by travel posters for locations that the aliens themselves would find appealing. And also, some pretty cool and yummy offerings were added to the menu. And outside, the famous robot guards from the Pizza Planet were added. Of course, having Pizza Planet in this area made more sense, and so the change became permanent. In mid-2019, new permanent exterior signage replaced the overlay signage, and Alien Pizza Planet has been there since. Now, this overlay was needed, and as we said, it entirely made sense. And with the outside sign changed, it is pretty cool, but it could be better. Just imagine if the little green aliens in the entrance sign or the inside of the building could move a little, or at least maybe blink once in a while. It could be great. But the props that we think should become animatronics the most out of this area are the robot guards. We know that it would be pretty hard to have the robots guarding the entrance like they do in the movie, moving their spears every time someone enters the place. But because there's only one robot in the Disneyland Pizza Planet, at least it could move a little, talking and moving its spear from side to side. We think that this could be pretty awesome. Are there any more props that you think should become animatronics? If so, let us know which ones so we can keep doing these videos. And leave your Disney World prop suggestions below. Meanwhile, you can see all of these props while going to Disneyland or Disney World when you plan your next magical vacation with our friends from PixieVacations.com. They will help you plan your perfect vacation to any Disney or Universal park, specifically tailored to your vacation style and budget. And working with a Pixie is completely free. So talk with them to make the best out of your next vacation. See you next time.